Well, let me start with Bank of America, the bank that you bailed out with your tax dollars. A story was originally spreading that McMillan International had been really vocal on its Facebook page, posting an account of a meeting with Bank of America. And the conversations, which allegedly revealed that Bank of America no longer wanted to do business with McMillan. Now, who is McMillan? McMillan Fiberglass Stocks, McMillan Firearms Manufacturing, McMillan Group International. They have been bargaining or banking. Those three companies have been banking with Bank of America for 12 years. 12. They, by all accounts, have been model customers of Bank of America. We know who Bank of America is. They are in the pocket of this administration. They are in the pocket of this government now. And this government never does anything. Remember, this is why Cass Sunstein is the most dangerous man in America. This government never does anything straight up. They regulate. They isolate. They put you out of business. They're not going to come after the guns. They'll just put everybody out of business. This is what is happening now with McMillan. McMillan Fiberglass Stocks, McMillan Firearms Manufacturing, and McMillan Group. Banking with Bank of America for 12 years. The senior vice president, Ray Fox, market manager, business banking, global commercial banking, came into the office of the head of McMillan. He scheduled the meeting as an account analysis meeting in order to evaluate the two lines of credit that McMillan has with the Bank of America. He spent 5 minutes talking about how McMillan has changed in the last 5 years and has become more of a firearms manufacturer than a supplier of accessories. I didn't know that that was illegal. I didn't know that was shameful. I didn't know that in this economy that was anything but wildly profitable. Probably one of the biggest growth industries since Obama took office.
Not only is it not illegal, it's illegal to stop people from having guns. Like you can't tell people that they're not allowed to have them. I mean,
or make them.
It's the exact opposite of illegal.
Yeah. At this point, says the head of McMillan, at this point I interrupted him and said, "Can I possibly save you some time so you don't waste your breath? What you're going to tell me is because we're in the firearms manufacturing business, you no longer want my business at Bank of America." He replied, quote, "That is correct." I replied, "That's okay. We'll move our accounts as soon as possible. We can find a Second Amendment friendly bank, so somebody who will be glad to have our business. You won't mind if I tell the NRA and SCI and everybody I know that Bank of America is not firearms industry friendly." He responded, "You have to do what you have to do." So you're telling me this is a politically motivated decision. Is that right? Mr. Fox confirmed that it was. At that point, the head of McMillan told him that the meeting was over and there was nothing left for him to say. When I don't agree with a business political position, I cannot in good conscience support them. We will soon no longer be accepting Bank of American credit cards as payment for our products. That's McMillan Firearms. Now, Bank of America posted the following response on their Facebook. This is all happening on Facebook. So far, I think it's only a couple of local papers have picked this up. We want to let you know that we hear your comments and questions regarding one of our customers. While we cannot discuss the details of any individual client we work with, we can assure you the allegations being made here are completely false. Bank of America does not have a policy that prohibits us from banking clients in this industry. In fact, we have numerous long-standing customers in this industry. We're extremely proud of our support for the U.S. military and reject any assertion to the contrary. We count as clients many companies and provide for our nation's defense. We employ thousands of veterans, guardmen, reservists, and plan to increase our hiring this year. I bet you do. In a response to that one, McMillan responds back. The statement which we posted was an accurate account of the events transpired last week. McMillan Group has been in good standing with Bank of America and a loyal customer for the last 12 years. We are told that we must finalize all of our accounts because we manufacture firearms. McMillan cannot speak for Bank of America's company-wide policies, but we can speak about our personal experience. We, McMillan, kindly suggest that if corporate Bank of America has no policy against conducting business with firearm manufacturers, then they should communicate these policies with their regional vice presidents and other management.
You can detect that in Bank of America's response because they say, we can't talk about this individual case, but our general policy is not against that. That doesn't mean that they didn't do it in this particular case, though. Nice wording there.
They go on, I want to let everybody know that we post here and on our website which bank we finally choose as our bank. We had a large number of banks that have expressed interest in being our bank of choice. You can rest assured that we will pick the appropriate bank, and they will be clear on their support on the Second Amendment rights of the firearm industry in general. It hurts that some claim that I am dishonest and what I posted didn't happen, but it doesn't surprise me. I haven't made any claims about what their policy is. I haven't even made any speculation. I just reported the events which took place in my office. I'm in the process of checking with my merchant service provider to find out whether or not I will be able to discontinue taking Bank of America credit cards as payment. Well, I mean, they can take them. Why would you hold them? If this is true, why would you have any money in Bank of America? If this is true, why would you have a Bank of America credit card? Either way, I'll let everybody know the news that I get. Now, posted on Facebook again. This is Kelly McMillan. This is, again...
This is how companies do business now.
This is crazy, isn't it?
They're fighting on Facebook.
What I do know is there is a huge number of people who cherish their Second Amendment rights. This is McMillan. We're willing to step in and fight this battle. I want to say thank you from everybody at McMillan's whose family depends on us being able to continue to do what we do. Thank you for your support of my right to engage in a legal business that provides the means for not only individuals who love firearms, but also to the soldiers, law enforcement, Border Patrol, Secret Service, FBI, and so many who defend us to do their job. We take pride in the fact that we have served this country since 1975 when we made the first M40A1 stock for the Marines. I know this is not about McMillan. It's about the possibility of losing our freedom and right to keep and bear arms. Find a way to make sure that every time your Second Amendment rights are challenged, you become a soldier and do what you are sure to do to make sure we defend our rights. So they are looking for another bank. Bank of America says they do not have a policy that that would ban anybody from doing business with a firearm manufacturer. A written statement of the policy: Bank of America does not have a corporate-wide policy to deny banking services solely on applicants' involvement in the firearm. They don't have one that's corporate-wide. They want to make that sure. By the way, Bank of America accepted as collateral the DNC's donor mailing list. Its donor mailing list for $32 million in loans. What message does a largely unsecured $32 million credit line for the Democratic Party send to thousands of cash-starved small businesses across the nation who can't secure any credit with a tangible asset? You know what they took? They took their mailing list.
Yeah, personal information. I mean, that's creepy. And the fact that any company would be using personal information like that as collateral for a loan is, I mean, I'd like to say it's shady for them, but it is the DNC, so I don't know if that's shady for them, but it's still pretty creepy, I think.
You gotta buy a gun. Anything you can buy from McMillan Firearms, you should probably do it. If you're looking for a bank, you should probably take this into consideration. I mean, I have put your money where your heart is. Why would you be in business with anybody who is at all unclear or fuzzy, even though they don't have a corporate-wide policy? How about an individual policy? How about a regional policy? They have anything prohibiting local banks, the local branch, from saying, I'm not going to do business? How about that one? How about you have a corporate-wide policy that you don't discriminate because of the Second Amendment? What do you say about that one? Could you do that one? What is your corporate policy in your own family of doing business with people who are clearly on the take? I mean, look, Bank of America comes and they get this TARP loan. Bank of America comes under attack by the federal government. They get all of these banks. You better look at these banks as individuals and see what they're doing.
As individuals, too.
As individuals.
Not calling for a boycott or anything like that.
No.
You got to make your own decisions on who you do business with.
I don't do boycotts.
No.
I will tell you that I won't have I don't think I do, but I'll make sure that I don't have anything in Bank of America. Make sure that I don't have a Bank of America credit card. We're gonna have the guys on, hopefully, from McMillan. Nobody's covering this story. Isn't that strange? You'd think that would be a big story, wouldn't you?